Rightio, this is a horse trap, and you can see a lot of bare ground, quite a lot of horse shit. And there's a trap. That's how they trap them. That's a dung pile from being scraped out from the yards. You can see just horse poo absolutely everywhere, and the ground is all churned up, and there's another sort of dung pile and scraping. And so this whole area is bare from horse prints, horse hooves. And what it would be is that the horses that get trapped in these yards, and I'll show you how they work in a minute, the other ones, the rest of the mob, are outside fretting and hanging around and wandering and just pacing and walking, and they've stripped the ground bare. And it's just horse shit everywhere. Like they're almost like a carpet of horse shit. And so what they do is inside these yards, they have these logs, these little notches here and here and on the other side. That's a salt block. It's a salt block. They stick molasses in those logs, and they put lucerne in there. Lucerne, obviously, this is no entry. This area is closed to the public. Well, no, it's not. It's not closed. The door's open. So there's a fresh horse poo. The horses are coming in here. So what happens is they come in and they lick these salt blocks for the minerals. And then they lick molasses out of these knocks, and then there'll be lucerne or something down on the back here. And there's a little orange string here. Comes down to a pin. And the next yard is the same. And it's just a trapdoor. This gate here is currently locked, closed. And the gate is then pulled shut, and the horses can't open it with this weighted pulley system. And then they shoo the horses out through the yard, through the bottom gate, through the top gate, up this little raceway into the horse trailers. And it's just horse shit everywhere, and the area has been destroyed. Oh, and there's a camera. So if we're looking for the cameras, so there's a camera with a padlock and a bike lock. I'll zoom in on it. And that's what national parks use. It's padlocked, bike lock, and they can potentially, it looks pretty worn out, but they can use these. Whoops, where did it go? There it is, sorry. Use these game cameras to look at the yards, and there might be more of them. That's the only one we've spotted. And so just up not far from Coonville Camp, and that's how they trap them. And quite often babies can get trapped inside, or the babies are outside because they're more nervous, and then the adult horses, the mums, are trapped in the yards, and they fret and they pace. And we've been told that when horses are carted away, you can quite often see baby horse hoof prints where the baby horses have tried to follow their mums, and that is actually quite a heartbreaking thing to contemplate, that driving down this track is the mums and the people, the national parks workers who are doing that, are quite happy to leave the babies to starve to death, and that the babies will run after their mothers until they drop out of exhaustion, and then they starve to death, which is, it's cruel. And where's the RSPCA on this? The RSPCA doesn't care. What's interesting is the amount of rabbits. There's so many rabbits up here. Everywhere I look, rabbits, rabbit holes, Just this place is lousy with rabbits. That is your Kosciuszko National Park. There's your rabbit piles. Kosciuszko National Park, Long Plain. If you thought cruelty was something done in other countries, you're wrong. Australia is a cruel country. And you're going to put up with this, Australia? I'm not. And Penny Sharp, Atticus Fleming, Chris Minns, the Premier with no balls, what you're doing is wrong. And if you want to say that there's a lot of horse shit here, that's because you've trapped the horses. This is all artificial. You go out onto these plains where we were just up in there. You go out onto those plains, the horses are coexisting with the rest of the park quite harmoniously. And the excuses that have been used by the communists to destroy the horse are exactly that. Poor excuses. The excuse of a liar, the excuse of a communist who wants to destroy the fun and the freedom of everyday people.